Hello, hello, hello. We are live. Bronx Heroes. What's up, dude? Long time no see. It's been a while.
Yep.
I gained a
Been a
pound.
long time.
It's been a long while. Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
Too long, too long. I was actually on a show yesterday, JD Calderon's show, and that was really fun. They had 8 people there, basically trying to do like a intervention, how to help me to get my Facebook on track. Not my Facebook, my Kickstarter on track, and that was pretty cool. That was very cool. I really liked that. That was very helpful. Um, and we still,
I'm gonna need help with that soon. So
yeah, yeah, yeah. So just like I'm just trying to get this punchline. For those who don't know, punchline is in limbo, right? Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's still in
it'll
limbo.
it'll be out soon.
Yeah, for real. So it's just like, and I'm getting ready to do the Trevor Von Eden one. Actually, I actually just saw Trevor today for the first time in 12 years, face to face.
How
Um,
did that go?
It was pretty cool. Gave me a big hug. Gave me like 3 hugs. It was pretty cool. He saw Indigo. And time flies by so fast. You don't realize. When you're working with these guys via internet. We've been working for what, another a year online. He worked on issues 5 and 6, and it's just amazing like how quick time flies by. You know, because he was busy for issue 4, which was a bunch of years ago. We had Paris, and that took what, 2 years, 2 or 3 years to put out with Paris. But we're not going to talk about that. But it took a while. But it's interesting to get back, and the man did not age. I mean, he looks like he was like in a containment field or something. Like he did not age, not a wrinkle on his face. You know, I was like pretty impressed. It's like, wow, I look a lot different. Indigo looks
What
a
what's
Indigo,
the name of the book he's working on?
the greatest hero, Black Power, Bronx Heroes.
Remember what you just said.
That's right.
Black Power.
That's right. Oh,
He didn't age.
black don't catch, right?
He
Yeah,
didn't age.
he did not age at all. His hair was still black. His only thing that's gray is his sideburns and his little beard. And yeah, it was cool to see him. We took a picture together. It was really nice. You know, and yeah, it was pretty fun. It was good to see him again. He
You
showed me.
should put you should put it in the book. The picture. Put it in the back.
Yeah, it's a good idea. I had to take. Well, we'll take a better one. That was bad. That was bad. I look too fat in that picture.
That's not gonna change. That's not gonna change.
Yeah, what do you mean? I'm going to lose weight.
You gotta send your biking pictures, and then that's something that you don't want to see.
Uh,
You
if you
been
guys, if you guys want to make a comment, you got to do it on YouTube so we can see it, or Twitch. We're not going to be able to see it on Facebook unless I'm looking at the comments here. But I'm trying not to activate the voice thing. So yeah, if you want to make a comment, please do so. We're on the Bronx Heroes page on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. For those who are watching, I see one person's watching. Thanks for joining us. So, Chris, what movies have you been watching lately? I've seen quite a few because I've been bored. But
well, Jurassic Park. Seen Jurassic Park.
what did you think of that one? I didn't bother seeing it. I thought it was going to suck.
It was very bad.
So
It was very bad.
it's
It
like,
was. I was watching. Well, for the last two Jurassic Parks, I watched Nathan Drake of the Uncharted video game series. The person that's supposed to play Nathan Drake, that should have been
right,
better off playing Nathan Drake,
right,
play this character in Jurassic Park series with a bad story.
really.
Yeah.
Well, I
If anybody knows about Nathan Drake, look at anything on YouTube of Uncharted, and
right,
the character has this extreme luck that every time the character's put in danger, he always gets out. So it's like Batman, the 1960s Batman, Adam West, always gets out of trouble at the last minute and survives,
Right.
you know, the turmoil. And
Was that
it's
the
just that
Tom Holland movie, Uncharted? Was that Tom Holland?
yeah, it was a Tom Holland film, but it's actually a video game.
Oh, I
And
didn't know that.
yeah, it's actually a video game. Give me 1 second. I gotta turn this oven off. Give me one
Okay,
second.
don't burn your food. Well, I just saw the Elvis movie. For those who are listening, and the Elvis movie was actually pretty damn good. I was really shocked. I didn't expect much from an Elvis film, and I just thought that was pretty cool. You know, uh, is Elvis the king? Honestly, I don't think so. I think I think that Chuck Berry is the king of rock and roll, or Bo Diddley would be the king.
Actually, Elvis himself said that he is not the king, that
Right.
Fat Domino is the
Fats
king of
Domino.
rock and roll.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that was also mentioned in the film.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
So I mean,
Yeah.
Fats Domino again. Bo Diddley, Lightning Hopkins was. He's more blues, but that's it. All comes from there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of the beats Bo Diddley did were done over and over and over again through a lot of these rock and roll guys. I mean, think about the Stones, right? The Beatles, uh, Eric Clapton.
Actually, when you think of the Beatles were actually,
Most of their music was black music they sang when they started out.
but not just only that, they were cover artists. They started off as really cover artists. They like rock and roll so much.
Yeah.
They covered American rock and roll
Yep.
in their country.
Yep. And that's the thing. I was explaining to my son that a lot of artists did not write their music. They actually were mostly cover artists. You look at Louis Armstrong, you look at Sammy Davis Jr., you look at the Brat Pack, you look at Frank Sinatra, you look at any artist, they all were covering popular music. So
Yeah.
popular songs that were hitting the charts. And then they did albums of that. So did he steal music? I can't really say that because I was just listening to Chuck Berry, and Chuck Berry sang the same songs that Bo Diddley did. That they kind of like shared. There was almost like a culture of music. The black musicians, they sang each other's songs.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was more like it wasn't really an ownership or claim. You know what I mean? But then when you
Well,
get
it was when it came to the album itself, but when they
right,
sung live,
stuff, yeah. But when you're singing live, yeah.
yeah,
But when you get like Bill Haley in the comments getting credit for "Rock Around the Clock," and then that's clearly a black song, racism did play a part of that, where these white promoters didn't want to play black bands, but they wanted the black music. So and then you had segregation at that time. So, but I just look at Elvis, and he was basically the first Eminem. Poor white kid grew up in the ghetto, grew up in the shanties, town, Eminem grew up in a poor neighborhood, and rather than divide, like, some people um, talk about division, culture vulture and stuff like that. Yeah, I would say there's a little bit of that, but I don't think that was his intention. His intention was to basically break barriers and introduce to white audiences black music, black dance. I mean, they banned him for that. The movie even talked about him getting arrested, and at the military thing, his own promoter kind of like screwed him over and was the one that suggested that he would go to the military to clean up his act. So I think that was pretty interesting. Hey, there goes Pablo. What's up, Pablo? How you feeling? Pablo's here. If you're on Twitch or YouTube, we can see your comments. If you're on Facebook making comments, we cannot see them. So please turn your attention to Facebook and YouTube. So yeah. So what are you drawing today? Let's get into the artwork.
All right. Right now, I'm working on my own book. I'll give you a sneak peek. Let me cover half the page.
Great. Yeah. So you got that. Pop goes up. And what's up? Yeah. There
Let
was
me
another.
just
There was
give
another.
me a second. Let me
Oh,
turn it around.
go ahead. There was another film that I saw. I'm trying to remember now. I saw a bunch of movies. To look at my wallet on my.
Settings.
There's a lot of good summer movies out there. I mean, of course, Doctor Strange wasn't really a summer film, but that was a good film. You know, I saw that twice. I thought that was a good film. You know,
There you go.
Lightyear. Did you see Lightyear? The Buzz Lightyear movie? That was great with Chris Evans.
Lightyear, I liked Lightyear, but I shamefully fell asleep through half the film.
And what about Top Gun Maverick? Did you see that one? That was good.
Top Gun was my favorite film of the summer so far.
That was a good film, right? So those are the four that I've seen thus far. I haven't seen anything else. I haven't seen the Black Mask.
This is the page that I'm working on, page 2. I'm inking it up.
It looks like some parts are missing, or are you just covering it?
I'm covering it.
Oh, okay. Oh, pretty nice. All right, so we got
Yeah.
it there. What about that Roach you were working on? Did you get to finish that Roach?
No, I haven't got to finish it, but I was thinking that we both should do a live drawing.
Yeah, we can do that. I have to set up my phone for that as well. Move my shift my station. I actually started working on the heavy traffic during working hours. My messy. I've been doing a lot of different stuff lately. I haven't been drawing like my routine. Things have been slowing up. Uh, there we go. I was working on this little heavy traffic here that I started. He's jumping.
Mm.
I was just basically showing my student how to draw on the last day of school, second to last day. And
Why you don't put on the bulletproof stuff that I put on him, man?
this is not even finished. I just started. That. But yeah, it's just it's coming along. So I was just kind of just drawing from scratch, you know. This other character based on one of my former students that was trying to create a villain for Punchline. So we got this character here. You know, we haven't definitively given her a name yet, but it's one of my.
That's good.
Looks pretty cool.
Yeah, that looks good.
That. Yeah.
I think you're giving too much information.
So she's gonna be.
All of a sudden, the boys are gonna have that character on there next season, man.
I'm not gonna say the name then, but I haven't decided.
No, you shouldn't even. You should have covered it just like I did. You cover half of it. Sneak peek.
I had some names that I was planning to do, but so far those names that I chose they're already taken. So.
Oh, I wanted to talk to you about the boys.
Oh yeah, well, let's talk about.
Did you see your character as an older guy on there?
Which one? The
guy that came and answered the door to the sanctuary, the orgasm sanctuary.
Yes, I did. I saw that freaking the cock master. Yes.
That's I was like stolen.
They are stealing. So yeah, I was just talking to someone about that. I think I need to talk to a lawyer about the boys. That second issue, not the first issue, but the second issue had that superhero orgy in it, and Cockmaster and all this League of Sexual Deviants were in there, and all that.
Excuse me.
You know,
before you even put that on there, that the second issue.
Mm-hmm.
No, you had a poster with that character on it.
Yeah,
and the writer was sitting right across from us.
That's right.
Looking at the poster behind our heads.
That's right.
Which was a big banner.
Yes, banner. Yeah, that's right. We had the big. That was a huge banner. That's right. That was like a 12 by 4 banner, and people were cracking up on that.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's time to revitalize the mighty Cockmaster.
Yeah.
It's been 20 something years, 22 years. It's time to bring him back.
Well, I can show this. Let me this is the latest page in my comic. I can show this fully.
The boys kind of pissed me off. It's like, and then they have the GI American, and it's like, you know, it's so painfully obvious that they're ripping off my stuff. It's just annoying. That looks good. It wasn't just the writer; it was the artist. Derek Robinson was there. Remember? You know.
Yeah, but the writer was the one that was taking everything. The writer was the one that was asking information. I wouldn't blame the artist at all because
Who was the
the
writer?
artist doesn't write.
Warren Ellis was it in that in that show? I don't remember if he was there. I remember the artist was there. I remember the inker was there, and that's before the boys was even. That was like 4 years before the boys even came out, right?
I think longer than that.
The
Yeah, I
boys
think
came out
longer
in
than that.
2009. What year was
Yeah,
the show? That show was 2004 or
2004.
right?
2004.
Yeah, I swear. That's why I don't like to do the Big Apple anymore. No offense to Carbonara, he's a nice guy, but all those people, a bunch of thieves. All those artists going around looking at the indie stuff and taking notes. No, thank you. It's like between the Punchline in 2005 at Big Apple and then the boys at 2000. The superhero killers getting ripped. For the boys that really burned my biscuits, man, for real.
Yep.
I'm gonna give you the show, and I'll come back in a minute. I'm just gonna give you the main stage here. Oh, Pablo
You're
says
gonna
bad so far. Let me. Oh, hold on a second. Drop you in here. Let's see if we can highlight your stuff here. So what are you sketching out here? What's Chris drawing today?
I don't know. I'm just trying to get something out. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just putting the body in right now.
Right.
I'm trying to do it sort of your style a little bit. Um, mixed in.
Right.
Um,
Black over here. I'm trying to get this right. Yeah. Been doing this. There we go. Solo layout. I've been doing this for over a year. I'm still figuring it out. And then I'm gonna join you in a minute.
yeah. So if everybody can see, I'm just putting together a body using all the fundamentals of shapes. That's all I do when it comes to me drawing characters out. I just use the fundamental of shapes to get what I want. The stuff that takes me the longest is all the detail I put in afterwards. I put so much information in because my brain feels like I don't see what I doing, so I make these
Right.
what's his name? Bob Ross said something mistakes, happy mistakes,
Yep. Happy accidents.
happy accidents. Yeah, so I do those, and then it comes out what I was looking for, and it comes out really looking good. I think that every artist should do that, have these mistakes and not lie about the mistakes. Oh, I meant to do that, but
Right. Exactly. Exactly. It's just really something.
so as you can see, I didn't like the way the leg came out, so I'm going over the leg, changing it up. This pencil weighs a lot. This is a heavy pencil. I bought this from Blick. It's a Blick made pen. I don't know if you can see the name.
From Japan or?
Yeah, yeah, but it's very heavy. I
Mm,
hate the heaviness to it.
yeah.
I should yeah, I'll use this instead. Yeah, this is different. It's very light.
Mm, yeah. So the books, for those who don't know, uh, this is Odie's helpful hints number 2, and the flip side was Jazz and Hip, which was the late Melvin Yalagan. And the boys, these guys who did the boys, these jerks at the Big Apple Con. I just said his name. What's his name again?
I don't remember names easy
This
either.
is basically that Hero Gasm episode. We did it first years before the boys. Years before it was
Yep.
way before. This book is out of print. It's time to. I gotta do. I gotta do. And then the very first one was this one. So you know, and for those who didn't know, Melvin Yalagan, he actually was the ghost artist and the background artist for Joe Quesada on that superhero of a firefighter. What was the name of that superhero? What was it called?
Not Ninjak, right?
No. He was a firefighter. Ninjak was a ninja.
Uh,
But yeah, I mean, these guys. So these two books were early Cup of Java Studio books, right? And then we had God, the Second Coming, that also had the. And we gave all these books to these guys. You know, I just said the artist's name. I forget now. It's frustrating. And we gave them our ash can of the superhero killers. So
Hold on. I'll be right back.
the world without superheroes. So the first issue of the world without superheroes. So they had this. They basically took all these little ideas that we had in these different stories and mashed them into one. You know. Uh, yeah, it's not. It was not Warren Ellis, the writer. I forget his name. The guy who did Preacher. But I don't know. I don't remember the writer being there. I just know that I remember. I got the guy who did the covers for Preacher was there because he drew that picture for me there. That was in 2004, right? That was Glenn Fabray. Glenn Fabray was there, but and I remember I gave Glenn Fabray a stack of stuff, but he, and then I also gave. But I don't know if he worked on the boys. And then the artist that was on the boys, the main artist, he was on there. He was there. We gave him stuff. We were just trading stuff at the end of the show. You know. Uh,
Glenn was too out of it to take anything from us. He,
yeah. He was totally drunk out of his off his ass. You know.
yeah,
He didn't. He doesn't need to take from people. But
yeah.
he was there. I remember it was the guys from the boys. It was like a one of those conventions. You know. And I was just like, wow. And then I remember when the boys first came out, we looked at it. We are like, these sons of a bitches. I
Yeah.
remember this from issue one. I already knew it was going to happen. We already saw it going down. So yeah, but that's the comic book industry, right? It's just the dog eat dog world.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
That's what they do. And the old adage is, don't meet your heroes, right? Derek Robinson, that was the artist, yeah. Yeah, so I mean, I was a big fan of Derek's Transmetropolitan. Garth Ennis was the writer on that. Warren Ellis was Transmetropolitan. So he worked with Garth Ennis. I don't know. Maybe they took all our ideas and pitched it to Garth Ennis. I don't think Garth Ennis lived in America at that time. I'm not sure. But I don't think he was at that show. I just know that we were sitting right next to this motherfucker. And we were naively telling our stories.
Not me. Don't put me in that. I keep telling you, don't put me in that.
So here you go. Where did you get those, Ray? Where do we get what? Where do we get what, Pablo? Yeah, Pablo says, where did you get those, Ray? These are our published books. These are our books that we published back in the day.
Yeah, those are the original Bronx Heroes books.
Yeah, exactly. They're original. I got so many that weren't even published. I have a bunch of those stories. I have 88 pages of unpublished OD's Helpful Hints number 4 and 5. I never put out.
I think you got more than that of everything. If you put everything together, I think you got more than that.
And then the Second Coming issue 2. It's about I have over 100 pages easily because we started pushing the world without superheroes. and we were working on the superhero killers and all that stuff. Yeah, and then Bronx Heroes came out later on. Right, we started working on Bronx Heroes around 2006, and then we started putting it out later on. Right, like we said, it took like what 3 or 4 years to get that issue out.
Yeah.
Took forever. Yeah, they get the credit because they put it out before us. Right. I think once I saw the boys, I was like, these jerks. You know. Had I had the moxie that I have today, I would have pushed our book outwards and just make sure that it came out anyway. But I think I was deflated. You get deflated from all these assholes stealing from you. Just like it's really frustrating. So I don't know. It is what it is. It is what it is.
Well, it's not. I wouldn't say you got deflated. I think that there were certain things happening at the time that took your attention away, going into other things. You know, I'm on the video. Just turn it off. Yeah. So the thing is like when you have too many things going on at one time, and you got to remember that certain people that you were dealing with took your attention away from what you originally planned.
That's true too. Yeah, exactly.
And your original plan isn't what is today, which I'm keep on trying to encourage you. Hey, stay on one project to organize and get the company in your own company in a better standard, and where you can start promoting more work and more people that you want to promote.
Right. Yeah.
So I mean,
It's a work in
it,
progress. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, but it's been many years. It's been over 20 years now. So I mean, I'm in the same situation. I mean, I'm working on a project right now that has been over 20 years. I've been working on this project since 1991. I knew the idea, I knew how to put it together, but I wasn't ready to draw it, until uh, I'm home on workers' comp.
Right.
uh,
Exactly.
my brain is now just sitting here and I'm just thinking about it every single day. So what I try to do is draw every single day, put the story together. And
Right.
and when you another thing is for people out there, when you really want something, um, you should actually stay home and work on it.
Yeah.
You
You
should
should.
actually take the time of, out of a whole week, 7 days, work on it 3 days or 4 days out of a whole week, and work on each page, edit each page, and finish your project. And that's one thing I could give you credit, Ray. You do your projects, even though you don't stay the main course all the time, but you finish up your projects.
Yeah.
You got your books out because you work on what you need to work on, and
Exactly.
yeah, I'm talking about you, Pablo. Yeah. So
Hey, don't insult
you
me.
know, you know, and also, everybody needs to learn constructive criticism.
Yeah.
If a person is going to criticize your book, what is the continuance of how to make your book better?
Well,
That
I was just asking for some notes from Bob Sadaro, who read both of the Punchline books, and I was like, "Hey, you don't have to be nice about it. Just tell me what you think.
yeah.
Don't write it in public, but just tell me on the side, like, what do you, how would you improve this? Yeah, he's been a
Well,
writer.
I would do that before the book even comes out. I wouldn't even have it in print yet. I would just have it ready to just in case I have to do something over or take 2 to 3 pages and do it over. Because I would like for a person as a writer to go like this. Hey, this part didn't make no sense.
Right.
You know, and once you go like this, okay, this part didn't make no sense. Why it didn't make no sense? How can I correct it? If you
Right.
tell me how can I correct it, and I look at it as okay, you're right, I'm going to correct it. Hold on.
Exactly. That makes sense.
Yeah, so it's a lot of things as far as uh everybody needs to do what they have. I mean, I
Yeah.
spoke to Pablo. I was working with Pablo on his book,
Hmm.
and we stopped working on a book together because of constructive criticism.
Right.
You
Well,
know,
it shouldn't
I'm a really rough guy to deal with, especially when you put me as an editor. So
right.
I want the best you can be.
like the
Military
army.
style.
You like the army?
All that you, yeah, that's
Oh,
me.
you can be.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna try to switch up to my phone so we can join the stream here, and then I'm gonna remove myself from here. So let's see if I could do that. Hold on a second.
Yeah.
Let me see. Hold on a second. I'm still trying to. My computer's so slow. Oh, yeah. All right. I'm gonna give you the main form here for a minute while you're drawing. My computer's about to.
So
Hold on a second.
this is your character. I started off your character, and I put these raffles like things behind the shield. It helps. If he's getting shot at. It also makes him loose for movement. You know, arm over here, bring it down.
Yeah.
So as you can see, you got the arm here, so that arm holds the shield. He uses I think what he uses as a shield, stop sign. Yeah, stop sign. So I square this off. Bring this arm down. Make sure the elbows line up. Make sure your shoulders line up. Another thing is that a lot of people forget that the industry itself in the independent field that say that they're professional. They're professional. They know this. They know that. Uh, when they go like this and you send them a page and it ain't done correctly to the editor's point of view, you got to do it over, especially if you have the time. Um, Also, they work with, Marvel had the bullpen, correction artist that would fix up everything. Now they don't have that anymore. They got these artists that sit at home and they work on a computer real quick. Uh, but I noticed that a lot of independent people, you say something about their work, they have a fit, they want to fight you. It goes a little bit too far,
Of course.
you know. Uh, I mean, I'm friends with some people. I care about people, but
Hmm.
I just look at it like this. When I say something, it doesn't matter. Especially I look at it like this: my closest friends go like I don't know anything. I
Right,
was I was never in the place, the house of ideas,
right,
and I could get my school grade, and it says I was there. So
right, right.
you know, people need to think about some things. Think about
True. Yeah. Well, I think the best thing is to you want to work with artists that are that can improve your skills, that can guide you
and inspire you.
and inspire. You can inspire each other. So you're teaching them things, they're teaching you things. Like I learn a lot from my students, believe it or not, in high school. They're young, they're inexperienced, but their point of view, their perspective, um, I'm always surprised. So yeah, I mean, it's always good to be with a range of people, not just professionals, but it's always good to you know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
you get stuff. It's like I always tell my students that you'll learn more from each other than you will learn more from each other than I would ever teach you. And they're like, "What do you mean? I was a teacher. How can you say that?" I'm like, "Well, that's the truth. You learn more from your peers than you learn from somebody at a table."
well, your peers are more challenging. They're
Right.
looking to better themselves. They're looking to defeat you, basically.
Exactly. They're trying to destroy you.
Especially, I mean, no, if you got another artist, and I mean,
Right.
my friend Damien,
Right.
Damien Batiste, he passed away last year.
Yeah. Wow, that was
Um,
already ago. Wow,
yeah, yeah.
time flies by.
Damien was such a good artist at 16, 17 years old.
Yeah.
He and another friend of mine named Made, they interned at Marvel first.
Right.
And when they got out of the program, you know, Damien was so good that Neil got a hold of him and Jim Shooter.
Neil Adams.
And yeah,
Wow.
and Damien didn't come through with the work
Ah,
because and we spoke about it before he passed away, and he told me that he was afraid of fame. So
what?
afraid of fame. He was afraid of fame.
Wow.
So that's why he didn't go back with the finished work. And they gave him an easy project. I mean, this guy could draw guns like out of his head
Right.
and put everything together. He was that good.
Right.
I got one work of his that he did of one of my characters, the one I'm working on in my book, and you know, he was just really good. I mean, that's all I can say. I think I showed you some of his artwork years ago,
Right.
and I was like, this is who you want, to work. But you know, things happen. But my thing about it is like, he was scared of constructive criticism
Hmm.
by Neil Adams. You know, that fear, and when when it comes to the work, you
Right.
gotta you gotta just do the work.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you want something, you want something. If you don't want it, admit that you don't want it and that you're not going to do it.
Right. Right.
You know,
Pablo, you're writing in partial sentences. I don't know what you actually mean. He said, "What, Chris?" I don't know. And before that, he said, "Where did you get those, Ray?" Um, if you can explain like fully, I don't know what you mean. Where did you get those? These comics, we published these. If you're referring to these, um, I published those back in early 2000s uh, when I was
he's
working.
probably talking about your hair. You don't have what Jada Pinkett has.
No alopecia as of yet. No, I'm lucky. No, we're lucky about that. No alopecia on my end.
Can't say that.
So far, I find it. I don't know. That was you just brought it back. We had a crazy year so far. We had Chris Rock getting smacked. We had Johnny Depp suing his wife. Now we got the January 6th committee. They just keep you wrapped up, spinning. They keep you spinning around, and that's what they call it, to keep you confused so that you can't focus on anything. I feel better when I don't watch TV. Oh, you want to talk about those books you spoke about? Okay, great. All right, so yeah, there we go. Thank you. Thanks for clarifying that. I appreciate that. Yeah. So he says I was talking about those books you spoken about. Yeah. So those books were Melvin Yalagan and I, the late Melvin Yalagan, who was Sada's ghost artist, worked on this adult book. We met at Big Apple Con. You know, Big Apple Con's a fun show. You meet lots of people, a lot of indies. And this was the sequel that we did, and we sold a lot. We gave a lot to some professional people. He also worked with Neil Adams and Neil Adams Studio for many years. And this is the first one, the magazine that I had put out. Um, it was an adult magazine, a comedy, kind of like a National Lampoon type of black and white magazine that kind of spawned out of another magazine called 11211 in Brooklyn. It was one of the first arts magazines that came out during the art scene in Brooklyn. The character OD featured in some of the issues, and then I was doing so many of them, I ended up just putting out my own magazine. So OD and Miss American Pie came out literally a year after I graduated college. This is the other character, Cockmaster, that Chris was talking about.
Yeah, that's the original.
The original.
I don't want to say it.
Hero
Long,
right here. This is it.
long, whatever.
I remember giving it to the artist of the boys, and he was like, "This is crazy. You guys are nuts." And I was like, "This is the future of comics." I mean, they seemed like pretty chill guys, but I was really disappointed to see that they basically ripped off everything that we.
I think that some of those characters that we've seen on the TV series isn't inside the comic.
Yeah, the TV series is slightly different, but I read enough of the book that the TV show is better than the book. But yeah, it's just that their version of their Captain America was this gaudy looking red, white, and blue guy. He wasn't wearing green. He didn't look like GI American. It's clearly that they're clearly making fun of the Avengers with that character. But the whole story plot of him getting captured by the Russians, that's right out of the World War Heroes comic. It's right out of that book. So I mean, it's not a coincidence, you know. You just and then they even have a character named OD as well, you know, which is like the main character of the title book. They just didn't make him a midget, you know. It's it is what it is, you know. That's I guess I'm a muse in some ways. I inspire others, and I just steal my ideas. I mean, I just saw some footage on YouTube about a deleted scene from Age of Ultron where the Hulk turned red, and I'm glad they deleted that because that would have.
Oh, that was a scene.
Yeah, it was a scene. Actually, yeah, it was a vision that he gets from Scarlet Witch, where he's fighting aliens and he was red. You know, now they're talking about using that for the Thunderbolts. Like, I doubt they're going to recycle that footage, but basically the same concept. So Bruce Banner, suppose in the She-Hulk series, is probably going to turn red. They're going to skip the gray and go straight to the red. So it's not going to be.
My question is this: are they going to bring back another person to play General Ross?
I don't think they're going to do the General Ross as the Hulk. I think they're going to make Bruce Banner the Red Hulk. I think that's what they're going to do. If that happens, you know, we'll see what happens. This is because of the whole, our former associate, Michael Klein. So.
Well, it goes deeper than that. You know, the Hulk had tattoos and stuff like that too.
Yeah, that too. Yeah, that's all from this drawing table here. what are you gonna do about it? It's just like I can understand why some people are paranoid about showing their work and being mistrustful of other artists, but that you got to take your lumps, and there's nothing you can do about it. You know, you kind of just been in, grin and bear it, I guess, right?
Nope, I don't show my stuff.
No, no, I mean,
I'm
but
not.
you got to sell your book to the public. I sell my book to the public. Is what you gonna do about it? You know,
Yeah, that's true.
there's
But
there's
hold
no two
on.
ways around it.
When it comes to the boys,
No,
when it comes to the boys, we didn't have anything yet. They
no,
were
we did.
looking
We
at
had
what we
superhero
were doing.
clothes, Ashcan. We had this, and we had the World Without Superheroes.
Yeah,
Those are the books that I gave them. I handed them. I gave samples to everybody. You know, and we were talking off our heads about the story itself. The whole premise.
I'm gonna say that you were drinking at the time.
I don't think so. Maybe something was going for break. I don't think I drank during that time.
Did they come with us to eat at the restaurant after the show?
No, they were going to a bar in Brooklyn, and originally I was going to go there, and then that's when Momo came, and then we all decided to go to the Chinese place instead.
And then we walked all the way to the east side. What a long walk.
It was worth it.
Carrying a majority of our stuff.
It was worth it. It was a good. Was that the last day?
Uh
No, I think that was the Saturday.
no, that was a Saturday. Yeah.
So we left our stuff behind. You know. So Bronx Heroes is going to be in San Diego Comic Con this year. The waiting list actually paid off, unlike New York Comic Con, who was rejected me for the fifth year in a row, 18, 19, 20, 21.
Run by the same people.
So for 5 years, for the fifth year, they've rejected my table, which is really ridiculous. Um, so San Diego Comic Con, I'll be there. I gotta pull my stuff together, figure out what I'm gonna bring. Yeah, I'm gonna bring some prints. I'll bring the books. I might make some punchline shirts, but if I do it, I gotta do it quick. So the shirts I was previewing, I'm gonna find a printer to print those shirts out. Do some punchline shirts. Maybe do like a Trump land shirt. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. So there's a lot of different things that I don't know if anyone would want to wear Bronx Heroes and Trump land shirt. To be honest, really, what the hell?
I would say do a Trump drawing and put it on the shirt.
Yeah, we actually have there's another design that wasn't used for the logo that the late Dan Necrosis, everyone's dropping dead. The late Dan Necrosis, who did a lot of different logos for me for that book. I was actually thinking about using one of those on a T-shirt. So yeah. I don't know, man. It's crazy. It's been the pandemic really did a number on a lot of people. I'm just so glad I was creative during that time. I kind of miss it. I was like, maybe I should fly to Beijing and go to their lockdown and then not be able to draw for a year. Just focus. They lock you in your apartment. You can't even get food. Just
And now you would die over there. You would die over there while working on the book. I starved to death.
Shanghai.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
weld you into the apartment. The people start eating each other like zombies. You have like one 5-year-old girl survives and ate all these bodies.
It didn't happen, did it?
No, I'm joking. They really did weld them in. They did weld them into. They were welding people into their apartments. The infected people. Which is what
I heard there were some people that weren't even affected. They were just locking up the whole buildings.
Yeah, because it's a quarantine because people were starting to rebel. So yeah, it's pretty crazy. And then we saw that video where the lady gets her neck broken. That was pretty nuts too.
Well, that was during the first year.
That was the first year. Yeah, that was bizarre.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, what the heck? What's going on here? It's like, I'm like, oh my goodness, it's so crazy.
Yeah, that was the first year.
Yeah, man, I'm telling you. But yeah, what's going on? Um, I'm trying to get my cell phone to link in. It's having a difficulty.
Well,
I was,
we're gonna have to stop soon.
yeah, it's
You
actually
know.
dinner time for me. Well, gentlemen, take care, Pablo. If you have any more questions about these books, we do have some limited edition left over. Um, if you were at the St. Mark's Street Fair last weekend or 2 weekends ago, Jesus, um, we were selling them, you know. And I think it's time to go into a new printing of this, and it's so interesting. This book with the interview with Mistress Morgan in the back. I find it so interesting that the number one readers of Odie's helpful hints were females, not men. So I thought that was interesting. I thought, and 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 so that back in 2004, that was the main people that read that, and then um, still like um, the majority of people that bought this book were female. I think I had like one guy that bought them. I sold 9 copies at cover price, and yeah, it was mostly females that were interested in that book.
No, you had a guy that was a fan. There was a guy that was a fan, and also my wife's friend
No, I
bought.
mean like this past
bought them.
just 2 weeks ago.
Oh,
I
okay.
was at the Zine Fest. What was it called? Printed Matter Street Fair. Uh, I was there with Clayton Patterson, and I brought a stack of these, and I sold all of them. They sold out, and it was
Mm.
all mostly females that bought it, and one guy. A lot of guys looked at it and laughed, but they didn't pick it up. They don't got the balls. It's like, so it's good. So it just shows you the demographic hasn't changed. You know, so
Yeah.
I find that interesting. But well, we're gonna end this broadcast. It was great to see you guys. Thank you for joining us. Chris, you're still drawing that picture. It looks amazing. Uh, and
Heavy
yeah,
traffic.
heavy traffic, which is coming out as soon as we get Tom or Hearn to finish those pages. Oh my God, that's another one, which will be in a new series called Bronx Heroes Black and White. And it's supposed to debut this summer, but it looks like it's going to come out in the fall. So Bronx Heroes Black and White, it's going to be a series of just black and white comics from Bronx Heroes, featuring heavy traffic as the main attraction, and then Bob Sodaro's story. It's called "I'm No Hero." Will be the secondary flip side of the book with art from Julian. Remember Julian? Julian's back, so he'll be He's working on new pages now. So looking forward to that. Thanks everyone. Check us out on Bronx Heroes. Look at our punchline at Bronx Heroes bxhcc.com and support. And once we get this whole Kickstarter thing kinked out, we'll have a Kickstarter campaign. Take care. And we're out. Let's see. Did my computer freeze now?
It's still live.
I know. My computer froze. It sucks living in the sticks sometimes. It's like,
You're out in the middle of nowhere. Have you ever heard of this book? I wanted to ask you this.
I can't see it. My screen's frozen. What's the title of the book? Okay. Oh, Lucifer. Oh, pretty cool. All right. Let's see that. We just had I, Lucifer. It looks pretty cool. Pretty cool.
But
That looks,
this
yeah.
came out before the comic book. Let's see what year this is. Let's see.
That's not from Vertigo, though, right?
Oh, this is 2002, published in Great Britain.
Who's it written by?
Glenn Duncan.
Oh, I guess Vertigo stole from them. All right. Well, we'll talk more about that at the end. Glenn Duncan. That sounds cool. Take it easy, people.
I'll start reading this and
Yeah. You could
give you
review
the
it.
whole entire shebang.
Yeah. Do it. All right.